Hey loves, I hope that you all have been doing well. I have today a gorgeous holo collection to share with you by a Canadian brand called Paint It Pretty Polish, which was provided to me at the Indie Expo Canada 2018 show. So if you'd like to take a look with me and see how these polishes did apply, keep on watching. The first polish that I'll be sharing with you from the Paint It Pretty Polish holo collection is called Can You Make This Sparkle? This is a gorgeous deep burgundy red holo polish, and it is super pretty. I did find that the coverage was great and the formula with the polish was smooth, and depending on how you apply your polish, you could very easily get away with one coat, but because I do like to do thinner coats, I did need to use two. Can You Make This Sparkle does build very nicely and had a good time drying in between coats. And here's a final look at Can You Make This Sparkle by Paint It Pretty Polish. This is such a gorgeous red burgundy holo polish. I personally do have a few red holos, but if you don't have this in your collection, I would say that this would be a great addition. Next, I'll be sharing Everything Is Better Purple, and I absolutely agree with the name of this polish. This is a gorgeous purple holo. It was a bit sheer with the first coat, but it did still have good coverage with a smooth formula, and it built nicely to full opacity, and it had a good drying time in between coats. With my swatch, I am showing it to you in two thin coats. And here's a final look at Everything Is Better Purple. I am absolutely head over heels for this polish, and to be honest, I don't think I have a holo like this in my collection, so I am great to have this addition. It is super pretty, guys. This is called I Dream in Teal, which is obviously by the name a teal holo polish. I did find this one to be such a super delicate and pretty color. Again, like the rest of the polishes that I've shown you so far, the formula was smooth, had a good coverage, and really good drying time in between coats. This one did build very nicely to full opacity, and my swatches show two thin coats. And here's a final look at I Dream in Teal, which is super pretty, and as you can see, very delicate. I just love how this looks against my skin tone, guys, and I can definitely see myself using this as a pedicure in the future. Next, I'll be showing you Midnight Sparkle, which is a navy blue holo polish, and this one is actually one of my other favorites because I love dark vampy colors like this, and this is just super pretty. The formula was smooth, good coverage. This one was a bit on the thinner side, but if you're careful with your application, you won't have any flooding around your cuticle area or anything like that. And it had a good drying time in between coats, built nicely to full opacity, and my swatches are shown in two thin coats. And here's a final look at Midnight Sparkle shown with a glossy top coat. Super pretty, strong holo effect. Absolutely love this color. Next we have Out of the Blue, which is a gorgeous sky blue holo. So you remember when I said that I Dream in Teal is delicate? This one is even a softer, delicate holo polish than I Dream in Teal. It is really pretty though. This one is slightly more on the sheer side, so it did take a little bit more to get it fully opaque, but that's not too bad because usually I do 2 to 3 coats of polish anyways. It did have a good drying time in between coats, built nicely with good coverage. And here's a final look of Out of the Blue, which is shown here in 3 thin coats and a glossy top coat. Such a super delicate color. I actually ended up liking this a lot more than I thought I was going to, which is always a plus in my books because I actually love vampy and deep colors, but I can totally see myself wearing this one more often in the future. This one is called Purple Thunder, which is a grape holo. Very pretty. And I was so happy that there are 2 purple polishes in this collection because obviously I have purple running through my veins. The formula was smooth, good coverage, built nicely. I had absolutely no issues with drying time. And this one I was able to get to full opacity with just 2 thin coats. And here's a final look at Purple Thunder, which is shown with 2 thin coats and a glossy top coat. I am so excited to have this in my collection because honestly, I actually don't have a purple holo like this. So believe me when I tell you, I'm super excited. And the last polish that I have to share with you from the Paint It Pretty Polish Holo collection is called Tickle Me Pink, which is a super pretty girly pink holo polish. The first coat was a bit sheer, but it did still have good coverage and built nicely. And to be honest, because of how sheer the first coat was, I thought I was going to need a 3rd coat, but I was actually able to get it to build to full opacity with just 2 coats. And here we have a final look at Tickle Me Pink, which is shown in 2 thin coats with a glossy top coat. Such a pretty and gorgeous polish, guys. I do have pink similar to this, so this is nothing new in my collection, but I will say that if you personally don't have it, I would suggest that you grab one. And that's it for the Paint It Pretty Polish Holo collection. Do you guys have any favorites, any polishes that you kind of were just feeling meh about, or any that you just really didn't like? Me personally, I will say that the 2 purples were obviously my favorite, and then the blue is following right after them. This Paint It Pretty polish is actually based in Canada, so I will have their shop links, social media links, and everything down in the comments below. As always, for those of you that have been following me for some time now, thanks so much for staying tuned, and to any of my new followers, welcome to my channel. As always, guys, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up or thumbs down if you did like or dislike it. And please don't forget to leave any comments that you may have and subscribe as well. As always, guys, stay glamorous.